I know what you guys are thinking. Another Anubis 2.0 review. Is Mikolo just spending tons of money on marketing and sending these out to every influencer ever just to get some good reviews? I can't answer that question, but what I can answer is that I am also very impressed with this squat rack. Now, I did do something a little bit differently. I specifically asked Mikolo for their standard version of the Anubis 2.0. That is their plate-loaded version. I did this for a few reasons. Number one, I know a lot of you might be balling on a budget and can't afford the weight stack option yet. Number two, I wanted to make sure that without those heavy weight stacks weighing it down on either side, that it was still going to be stable enough for you to get those lifts done. And number three, is the cable still smooth with the plate-loaded version? I'm going to be answering these questions for you, so you're going to want to stay here and find out. Speaking of balling on a budget, wouldn't it be nice if you could save up some money and upgrade to weight stacks later on? Mikolo is making every home gym owner's dream come true with being able to upgrade this to weight stacks later on. I don't know about you, but that means a lot to me because when I first started building out my home gym, I started out with a $300 squat rack from Amazon because that's all I could afford, and there was no hopes for me to upgrade that thing later on down the road. If this existed when I started my home gym, I would have loved to make that initial purchase and then upgrade to weight stacks later on as I save money. The Anubis is going to feature these 3x3 uprights with 12 gauge still. That is important because it's going to be sturdy enough for all your lifts, but not so heavy duty that you can't set this thing up by yourself. There's nothing more annoying than getting something you're excited for in the mail and not being able to set it up right away. These uprights also have 1-inch holes, which is important because it makes it so you could really start your ecosystem in your home gym because you can shop around for any other company's squat rack attachments. Speaking of attachments, this was my favorite one that came with the Anubis. This is a leg holder for heavy lat pull downs, and it also flips down into a low row foot plate. And don't you worry, you're supplied with a nice lat pull down bar as well. I've received a lot of squat racks with attachments supplied, but these cable attachments are amongst the nicest ones I've ever seen to come with an all-in-one. You get a bicep curl bar, tricep rope, D handles, J cups for squatting and benching, and big beefy spotter arms so you don't have to fear for your life while benching and squatting. You lock the spotter arms and the J-cups in place with these beefy mag pins. Well, technically they're not mag pins as they're not magnetic, but they get the job done and hold your attachments in place. One of the main design elements to this squat rack is because it only sticks out 20 inches from the wall, you need some stability somewhere, and so they created these spotter arms with a kickstand. Let me show you. So anytime you squat or bench outside of the rack, you're going to need these for stability. They're really easy to set up. As you can see, I just did that in real time, and you're going to obviously need both of them set up on either side, but that is going to allow you to do a very heavy squat in the front here without this thing tipping. But the trade-off and the cool thing about that is that you have such a nice compact modular squat rack functional trainer. I was trying to brainstorm to see if there was any limitations with it being designed this way, and the only one I could think of is if you do heavy rack pulls, that these spotter arms won't go low enough for you to be able to do those, but you can put the spotter arms low enough to do things like pin presses on bench press and to obviously spot your squat. Sorry to interrupt the super awesome YouTube review, but please consider subscribing to my channel. I do tricks for my subscribers, so please consider subscribing. Let's move on and talk about the functional trainer aspect of the squat rack and also the sweet pull-up bar. 1. Oh, the pull-up bar has many different grip options, which I really like, but what I like even more is that the pull-up bar is attached to a 3x3 cross member. The only thing that I wish that no one's brought up is that these 1-inch holes don't go all the way through. So Mikolo, if you're listening, make those go all the way through so that people can mount aftermarket things like maybe this Anchor Pro. That would be so cool because then you can help assist your pull-ups. But because those holes don't go all the way through, you got to get a little creative. Still a nice touch though with the 3x3 cross member attached to the pull-up bar. One of the first things that it really impressed me after building the squat rack was these trolleys. This is probably my 5th squat rack that I've owned, and this is the smoothest trolley that I've ever operated. You can obviously lift it up and down on the rack with one hand, and it's very, very smooth. As you can see, This functional trainer comes with aluminum pulleys. That matters because a lot of budget companies give plastic or nylon pulleys and they just tend to not be as smooth. So to answer my question earlier on in the video, is this plate loaded system smooth? Yes. Is it smoother than the weight stack option? I have no idea, but I can't imagine the plate loaded version being any smoother than it already is. I've been on a lot of functional trainers and the smoothness of the cable travel really did impress me. It really seems like to me, Mikolo is listening to the consumer when it comes to these all-in-one functional trainers. We asked for better cable attachments, we got them. We asked for a smooth cable travel, we got it. We asked for aluminum pulleys, they delivered. We asked for 3x3 uprights with 1-inch holes that plays nice with other companies, we got it. I'm not sure what more that Mikolo could have delivered in a $1,500 package. I am fully impressed by this offering. Now, surely this squat rack slash functional trainer couldn't be perfect, right? Well, it is. No, I'm just kidding. There are a couple nitpicks, and I call them nitpicks because for the price point, they really are almost not worth bringing up. But just because I care about the consumer and what you guys are going to be spending your money on, I'm going to bring it up anyways. Number one, there is no UHMW on the inside of these attachments, like your J cups, your spotter arms, and the landmine. Now, this matters because over time, you're going to scratch the crap out of your uprights. You can put some felt. There's some felt tape on Amazon for like $10. You can put some felt tape on the inside, or UHMW tape is another fix. For me, I haven't seen it scratch up the uprights yet, and I've been using this for the past 2 weeks. But I think over time, with some use and abuse, there's definitely going to be some scratches. The landmine doesn't have here. Let me grab it real quick. The landmine doesn't have any UHMW on the inside of it. And so that means when you put your barbell in there, it's going to scratch the crap out of your barbell. If you have a beater barbell or a barbell you don't care about or a barbell that's seen better days, then this won't really matter to you. But it is something worth bringing up so you guys know exactly what you're buying. Now, if you stayed this long in the video, it's time to go over the boring specs, but they're really important if you really are considering buying this rack. Let's talk about how much room it takes up. So you did hear me earlier talk about 28 inches off the wall. Keep in mind that's if you don't install the barbell holder in the back. It does come with a barbell holder. I did not install mine, so I could have it flush up against the wall, so that's optional. If you do install that, it's going to be 33 inches off the wall. Keep in mind, though, you need to have space out here in front for those safety spotter arms. So that's going to cost you 58 inches from wall to the end of those safety spotter arms. Now, the width of this thing is about 52 inches. So keep that in mind as well as you're measuring your space in your garage or your basement. Speaking of basements, this thing is about 92 inches tall. So if you don't have high ceilings in your basement, you might have to put this out in the garage. That being said, you got to make sure you also have enough headspace if you are going to do pull-ups on this thing. So I recommend usually having like 6 inches above the squat rack to be able to do a full pull-up and not bang your head on the ceiling. These J cups right here hold up to 1,200 pounds. So you guys need to be careful when you're bench pressing. I know some of you out there are bench pressing pretty close to that. So just be nice to these guys, okay? Also, make sure you're inserting this pin into the J cup before you get started so that it can't fold away from you. These are your safety spotter arms, and these guys can hold up to 2,000 pounds. So be careful when you squat. Be gentle with these because, like I said, they can only handle 2,000 pounds. Hopefully you guys realize I'm joking. This squat rack is definitely built for those who want to lift heavy. Like I said earlier, it's a 12 gauge steel. Even having it on turf, I don't know who might maybe have it on carpet, but even on turf, I've noticed it's really, really stable. Earlier when I was doing my pull-ups, you guys could see there was no shaking around on the rack, which is pretty impressive considering that it's not being held down by weight stacks. It's just the plate loaded version. It does have rubber feet on the bottom, and so that also helps keep it in place. But even for not having weight stacks on either side, I've been very, very impressed with how stable this thing is. Well, guys, that is my review. If it helped you guys, please like and subscribe. If it didn't help you guys, please like and subscribe anyways, because I am a small YouTube channel trying to grow, and I might be able to come out with future content that can help you with your future purchases. Also, guys, it is the holiday season, so please consider using affiliate links, whether they're mine or whether they're other YouTubers. It's just a way that we can make a very small commission for the huge amount of time we spend on these reviews. I super appreciate you guys' support, and thank you for watching this.